There are several displacements around what we can understand as the Twin Towers. Here, there has been an idea of a space that has been occupied for multiple reasons. Most people try to think, to understand, that what is given as an opportunity to understand and overreact about the towers, it's really something that you cannot give a state. There is a modification. What has been displaced, it's not only the structures that have been destroyed, but also as the structures that have been destroyed, lo que estaba aquí ha sido desplazado, ha sido destruido. La pregunta que parecía reinar hace unos días era: ¿qué sentido tiene lo que ha sido ocupado por otro estadio? ¿Qué sentido tiene la destrucción, el aplanamiento de algo? Si quisiéramos definir que este espacio tiene algún sentido, es porque alguien ha decidido depositar en este espacio algo distinto. Ahí no estaban las torres. Esas luces denotan una calle y todo se está llevando a otro sitio solamente. ¿A dónde se llevan estas cosas? Capitalism is reserving a space for itself in this place. This is a substitution. Where this stands, there should not stand a light. Not even here you can say that they were supposed to have this kind of lights. What we are supposed to have here is a dispute for a day between capitalism and communism. But why? Why does we need to understand that there is some capitalist approach around what seems to be the extent of that thing that for the United States changed everything? This place changed anything. Trash is still laying all around in the street, and capitalism is still capitalism. The big question is not really why do these get destroyed, but what is the meaning of what is left and it's being constructed. As we understand better the mechanics of capitalism, it seems that what has been put into place here, it's a modification of the relations of what used to be an invisible place of capitalism. That the Twin Towers didn't used to be the last stand of what we can call capitalism. Most people went and see through them. The Statue of Liberty and other kind of monuments could be better stated. Even the city as New York City. Maybe this works more like a scar than really as an element of transformation. But what is the significance of this kind of scarring? It is meaningless. It has been a displacement where the concepts that were surrounding capitalism are transposed to a new way of thinking, what we can call a data-based kind of thinking. That means it's just missing data. It's not really a consideration of what is needed to be something complete. Nobody thinks that this is missing to be complete. It's like a born church. It doesn't mean that the Catholic Church is dissolving. The same way that this is missing, it doesn't mean that capitalism is ending. It's just working as a way of a counter-reform that can absorb the elements of terrorism into the system of a way of registering data in the airports, as a way of registering people in the places, even as I've taken this with my phone, of registering me as an individual walking on the street, talking to its own phone. Everything I do can be seen. I don't expect privacy. As these seem to be the monoliths that are working, you know that the rests of all these alterations will be working as a new way to construct something that we yet don't understand. It's not capitalism, but it's a system that it's trying to reinstate and to keep going something that seems to be dissolving. As we understand that this city in the warmth of summer is still finding a place, we need to see what place is it working. Are these towers of vigilance working perfectly? Is the field of the city already getting us to the correct point where everything can be understood? This city that was stated as a point of inversion of what and how should things work after these concepts have been deployed seem to be again absorbed into a mechanism that cannot be described. As we walk around the streets, we know that most that seem to stand up is just a phantom, just like the lights where we started our walk, are a phantasmagory of a conception of construction. What we are finding here, it's the end of a possibility of construction. And even concerning the term of deconstruction, technology and death. As we walk far away from what used to be the place of the former towers, we need to understand what those technologies have to be involved with this site. What has been displaced when we have talked around these places that we are achieving. We are not really here to think about what has been destroyed, but rather what has been enforced as a result of this destruction. The technologies put here in place are not just those, the technologies that has been for destruction. It's very curious. The thing that has been used here for destruction is not exactly a bomb, it's not exactly a problem like that. It has been an airplane. The difference between having an explosion caused by an airplane is that technology itself is acting. Here we have an airplane that crashes against a building. That means the act of terrorism has been defined as a technology of construction that attacks itself. It's not about a technology of death, it's a technology of use. Here is what we can understand as a variation that has to be put together for the most important tasks that are working here. First of all, when you walk along this place, you know that there is a different position between where it has all been placed to. Fuck you, man. And that's being the New York thing to do, you know? Send people to fuck themselves even when they are crossing on a green light. we need to understand what these technologies that have been displaced, first of all, it's the phantom that has been the substitute of something that we understand as a building. There is no longer a building but a ray of light. And that ray of light is not even positioned in the place that it should be. It's positioned a lot of streets away from it was. You know, it's different, the place where the towers were supposed to be, where now there are buildings being reconstructed, and we cannot understand what is being done there exactly as an act of architecture, but rather as an act of Dunkin' Donuts. It's better to understand it as a modification of the structure. The admiration of such situation is enforced only by a calculation of space. People take pictures not because they are concerned about what happened. It's a way of seeing some kind of element that can be understood as something with certain permanence. Okay, now we're a little bit out of the main streets. But what does it mean to be of the main streets that have the lights in the sky?